Extraction of the metals of the low in activity series. So extraction of the metals low in the activity series that we have seen, we have studied. For example, metals like copper, mercury, etc. These metals having low reactivity, and these metals they exist as sulfides, and that is, for example, mercury exists as mercury sulfide, that is cinnabar. Copper exists as copper sulfide, that is chalcocite. And see, all these sulfides, they are heated strongly, and particularly sulfide, cinnabar, Hg2s, Hgs is heated, and on heating it gives, you can say, mercuric oxide. So twice Hgs plus thrice O2 giving Hg twice HgO plus twice SO2. So the reaction that we have studied is twice Hgs plus thrice O2 giving twice HgO plus twice SO2. And this mercuric oxide, HgO means mercuric oxide or mercury 2 oxide, is on heating gives twice Hg plus O2, twice Hg plus O2, and in this way liquid mercury is obtained. And regarding the chalcocite, Cu2s, so Cu2s twice Cu2OS plus thrice O2 giving twice Cu2O plus twice SO2. So this is copper 1 oxide or cuprous oxide, which is, you can say, red in color, CuO is black in color, Cu2O is red in color. And this Cu2O, copper 1 oxide, is again heated with the, you can say, Cu2s, that is chalcocite. So twice Cu2O plus Cu2s giving 6 Cu plus SO2 So this reaction is important. So remember, twice Cu2O plus Cu2s giving 6 Cu plus SO2 So in this way copper is obtained, and so this copper is then again purified. That is, metals of the low reactivity are purified by electrolysis. So this is the extracting the metals low in activity series. Then we have to study extracting the metals in the middle of activity series. Extracting the metals middle in the activity series. Extracting metals middle in the activity series. Extracting the metals in middle in the activity series. Now regarding the metals which are middle in the activity series are zinc, then iron, Pb, etc. So metals, iron, zinc, lead, etc., copper, etc. So these are the metals which are present in the middle of the activity series. Now these metals, they exist in the nature as their sulfides, and also as carbonates. So these metals, they are moderately reactive, they are moderately reactive. Which metals? For example, we have said zinc, Fe, then Pb, then Cu. So these are the metals of middle activity which are present in the middle of the activity series, and these metals, they exist as sulfides and carbonates. Sulfides and carbonates. Sulfides and carbonates. And they are moderately reactive. Now, what we do after getting the sulfides and carbonates? So, when we obtain the sulfides and carbonates, so it is found that it is easy to obtain the metal from their oxides. So therefore, as it is easy to obtain the metals from their oxides rather than sulfides and carbonates, and therefore what we do, these sulfides and carbonates, they are converted into their oxides. So sulfides and carbonates are converted into their oxides, because from oxides we can obtain the metal very easily. Therefore sulfides and carbonates are converted into oxides. And for example, how we obtain the oxides from sulfides? Now sulfide ore is strongly heated in presence of air so as to give the oxide. So sulfide metal, when heated, sulfides of the metal, when heated strongly in presence of oxygen to get the oxide, is called, this process is called roasting. So roasting, strongly heated. And carbonates are also heated in a limited air, and so as to get the oxides. So sulfides are converted into oxides by process of roasting, and roasting is heated. In roasting, sulfides are heated strongly in a supply of air, and carbonates are heated in a limited supply of air so as to give the oxide. And these oxides which are obtained by the process of roasting and calcination, and this is called calcination. So this is a calcination. This process, that is conversion of the carbonates into oxide by process of heating, is called calcination. Now roasting and calcination gives us oxide, and these oxides are then reduced to metal by heating with coke. ZNO plus C giving Zn plus CO. So this is carbon monoxide, zinc. So in this way. And another reaction, for example, twice ZnS plus thrice O2 on heating, roasting, gives twice ZnO plus twice SO2 And another process of, that is calcination, CaCO3 plus CaCO3 in a limited supply of air, calcination, gives CaO plus CO2. Then ZnCO3 on heating gives ZnO plus CO2. So zinc sulfides are converted into zinc oxide, zinc carbonate get converted into zinc oxide, and in this way then this zinc oxide is then heated with coke, and zinc oxide get reduced to zinc. So this is reduced. That is removal of oxygen is a reduction. So zinc oxide get reduced to zinc, and in this way zinc metal is obtained, then calcium metal is obtained, iron metal is obtained, then lead metal is obtained in this way. Now you know this process, that is conversion of the oxides into their metal, is a reduction, because in this process the oxygen is removed, and removal of oxygen is a reduction. And sometimes, or you can say many times, instead of reduction, for example some metals, so sometimes the displacement reactions are also used for the reduction purposes. That is, metals having high reactivity can displace the metal having low reactivity from its compound, and thus the displacement reactions are also used. And in the displacement reaction, what we do in the displacement reaction, we do that one metal is heated with, for example, aluminium metal when heated with manganese dioxide, then what happens? Then manganese dioxide get reduced to manganese metal, and this is a displacement reaction. The highly reactive metals such as sodium, calcium, aluminium are used as a reducing agent. So aluminium is a reducing agent. Thrice MnO2 plus 4Al giving thrice Mn plus twice Al2O3. So Mn liquid, a manganese liquid, and this is solid, plus we say heat. Now see, aluminium is a reducing agent. Reducing agent reduces the other, and it itself get oxidized. So aluminium is a reducing agent. It reduces the manganese dioxide to manganese. That means oxygen is removed. As the oxygen is removed from the manganese dioxide get reduced to manganese. Reduce. So it is reduced, and this is oxidized. So remember, this is a displacement reaction, and in the displacement reaction a large amount of heat is evolved, and this heat which is evolved is utilized for other purposes. For example, the reaction of ferric oxide solid plus Al, twice Al gives heat, gives twice Fe liquid plus Al2O3. Now this reaction of iron oxide with aluminium is a displacement reaction, and this liquid iron which is formed is used for the joining of the railway track, and why the railway tracks are joined with the help of liquid iron? So in this reaction a large amount of heat is evolved. So here you can say a large amount of heat is evolved, and as the large amount of heat is evolved, this heat is utilized for joining of the railway tracks, machinery part, etc. So, railway tracks are cracked machine part, and this reaction is known as Thermit reaction. This reaction is known as Thermit reaction. So, extracting the metals, middle in the activity series, we have seen that the metals which are present in the activity of in the middle of the activity series are zinc, iron, Pb, copper, etc. And these metals are moderately reactive. These metals they occur or they exist as they are sulfides and carbonates, and therefore it is also observed that it is better to reduce the oxide than sulfides and carbonates, and therefore as it becomes easy to reduce the oxide to the particular metal, and therefore these sulfides and oxides are converted into their oxides by the process of roasting and calcination. And we have seen that the roasting is a process that is in which sulfide ores are strongly heated. Clear? Strongly heated in presence of air so as to give the oxide, and this process is called roasting. Means very high temperature is required. And in case of carbonate, that is carbonate ores are heated strongly in a limited supply of air to give the corresponding oxide, and these oxides are then heated with coke. That is, these oxides are reduced to particular metal, to the corresponding metal by heating with coke, that is carbon, and thus sulfides and carbonate ores are reduced to their metals. Clear? And this process of conversion of oxide into its metal is a reduction process, and many times the displacement reactions are also used for reducing the metallic oxide to corresponding metal. And these metallic oxides, for example, which are the metal? Sodium, calcium, aluminium, etc. These are the reactive metals, and these reactive metals are used as a reducing agent to reduce the oxides of the metallic oxide to corresponding metal. And for example, manganese dioxide when heated with solid aluminium at high temperature, then manganese dioxide get reduced to metallic manganese plus twice Al2O3 plus heat, and this is a displacement reaction. That is, aluminium is more reactive than manganese, therefore aluminium displaces the manganese from its oxide to metallic manganese, and this is a displacement reaction in which large amount of heat is evolved. And this remember, all displacement reactions are exothermic. A very large amount of heat is evolved in the displacement reaction, and this heat evolved is also utilized for carrying out the reaction and in the many you can say chemical processes. For example, ferric oxide, that is iron 3 oxide. This is iron 3 oxide. Iron 3 oxide when heated with aluminium, then we get iron as a liquid metal, and as iron as a liquid metal is obtained, and this iron metal is used, this liquid iron metal is used for joining of the railway tracks, because a very high amount of heat is evolved, and this very high amount of heat is utilized for joining of the railway track, and the reaction is known as thermit reaction, and also used for repairing the cracked machinery part. So machine part. The reaction is known as thermite reaction. So here it is solid, this is also solid, this is liquid, and this is solid plus heat. Now then we have to study about the extracting metals towards the top of the activity series. Extracting metals towards the top of the activity series. Now we know the metals which are present at the top of the activity series are potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, etc. So particularly sodium, calcium, potassium, sodium, calcium, etc. These are the metals which are present at the top of the activity series. And here we have to note one point, that the oxides of these metal cannot be reduced by using the coke or carbon, because why coke is not used to reduce the sodium oxide, or you can say calcium oxide or iron oxide? Because these metals having very high affinity for the oxygen, and therefore you can say carbon is unable to reduce these metallic oxide to corresponding metal. Carbon becomes unable to reduce these metallic oxide into corresponding metal, and therefore these reactive metals can be reduced or can be obtained by the electrolysis of their chlorides. By the electrolysis of their chlorides. Now chlorides, for example, you can take here chlorides, NaCl, for example, aqua, so aqueous solution. In aqueous solution you get Na positive plus Cl negative. So Na positive aqua, so he aqua. Now what happens when we take you can take the solid NaCl and you can melt it, that is molten sodium chloride. So better is to take the molten sodium chloride and see there will be ions, and you know molten sodium chloride, that is molten sodium chloride is a ionic compound. It contains ion and therefore it is a good conductor of heat and electricity. And see, during electrolysis we carry out the electrolysis, and what happens in electrolysis at cathode? At cathode what happens? Na positive plus electron gives Na metal. This is the reaction takes place at cathode. So sodium will be obtained, sodium will be collected at cathode, and at anode what will happen? So this is cation goes to cathode. I have told you number of times that cation goes to cathode, anion goes to anode. So at anode Cl negative loses electron and gives Cl plus electron. This is a oxidation or reduction. This is a oxidation, and Cl plus Cl gives Cl2. Cl plus Cl gives Cl2. So by the electrolysis of their fused salt means salt in molten state. So NaCl, aqua, you may take you can write here fused salt. You can write here fused salt. NaCl gives Na positive and you can say Cl negative. Electrolysis, during electrolysis what happens? Cation goes to cathode, anion goes to anode, and you can say cation is a deficient of electron, and therefore it takes the electron and get reduced to sodium metal, because gain of electron is a reduction. And at anode the Cl negative ion loses electron and gives Cl atom. Cl atom combines with Cl atom to form Cl negative, or you can also write reaction like this, twice Cl negative giving Cl2 plus 2 electron, plus 2 electron. So in this way we can obtain. Now the next part is the refining of the metals. Refining of the metals, that means the metals which we obtain is not 100% pure. In order to increase the purity of the metal, we subject the metal to the refining. For example, copper, then you can say gold, silver, etc. These metals are subjected to the process of refining. Refining, for example, in the process of refining, what we do? We take the electrolytic cell. We take the salt solution of the particular metal which is to be refined. Then we take cathode, we take the anode as the rod of impure metal, and cathode is a thin strip of metal. So cathode, because the metal on electrolysis get deposited at cathode, and therefore cathode is a thin strip of the pure metal, and anode is the rod of impure metal. And the salt solution, for example, let us see that if you want to purify the copper metal, then what we do? We take the anode as a impure rod of copper. In the electrolytic cell, we take the copper sulfate, and cathode is a thin strip of copper metal. And when we pass the electric current, what will happen? The copper ions from the solution get deposited on the thin strip of the copper metal, and the thin copper metal strip becomes thick, and impure copper rod which is used as an anode becomes thin. And see, in this way you can say the copper ions which get deposited on the cathode, that is thin strip of the copper metal, and the loss of the copper ions which is taking place in the solution is compensated by equally from impure rod of the copper metal. That is, copper ions from the impure rod of the copper metal enter into the solution, and the copper ions from the solution get deposited on the thin strip of the pure copper metal, and in this way there is a purification of the copper metal, and the soluble impurities goes into the solution, and they are collected at the bottom of the anode, and therefore it is called anode mud. It is also known as anode mud. The insoluble impurities settle down at the bottom of the, you can say, anode, and therefore it is also known as anode mud. So see the refining. We have taken electrolytic cell, we have taken impure rod of the copper metal which is acting as anode, we have taken the thin strip of the copper metal which is very pure one, we have taken the copper sulfate solution, and we are passing the electric current, and the copper ions from the copper sulfate solution goes to get deposited on the thin pure strip of the copper metal, and as there is a loss of the copper ions from the copper solution which is equally compensated from the impure rod of the copper metal, and thus you can say the insoluble impurities get settled at the bottom of at the bottom, you can say near the anode, below the anode, and therefore this is known as anode mud. Many times the question is asked, what is anode mud? So remember the anode mud. So in this way you have to do the refining. Okay. So here we will stop. We will continue corrosion, and in the next period I will complete this topic.